Yeah, बहुत hate मिलने वाली है सैम इसमें हम लोगों को.
बहुत hate. When you were talking about hate comments, I was thinking about the hate comments. This video is going to get us.
Yeah.
Full Kalesh
इसको
in that.
हाँ.
Hello. Welcome to our brand new podcast. Happy New Year to all of you, and a very happy belated birthday to Aishwarya.
Thank you.
So today we are going to discuss this very new pandemic that we are facing in the world after the latest one that's just gone by, or is it gone by? We don't know yet. But there is this huge influx of childless couples in the world. This latest post by the Washington Post reveals that 44% of millennial couples are not very likely or not at all likely to have children. So, what is happening, Aishwarya? Why are we all going towards a childless future?
Like you're asking why we both are contributing to that 44%.
ये फंस गया सीएम.
Yeah. Let's start with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, so I think it's a lot to do with the changing dynamics. Like, maybe 30 years ago, the situation was if you're married, it was kind of automated. Like, कि 2 साल में एक बच्चा produce हो जाना चाहिए.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there's something wrong. Like, we might need to get the guy remarried. ये वाला product सही नहीं है.
Yeah.
So there was a very common, thing कि the role of women was primarily limited to that of handling the household, things and then producing a hire. So that I think has changed. Now our reality is very different. We also need to, think about 10 more things before even thinking about having a child. I know people who adore children and who are very open to the idea of having children. They're still not able to do that because there are now, more things that you need to consider just before saying that let's make a mini me or let's make a baby, So I think that's what has changed. Now you have to think about your future, your finances, your medical history, your current medical scenario. So there are a lot of things that you need to now think about before even saying that, okay, I want a baby. So Sam, on that note, are you scared of children?
I'm scared of your question.
Damn!
I wouldn't say scared is the right emotion that gets invoked. Disgusted, repelled. These are better words, better suited. Maybe I sound very immature. Maybe I have a lot of growing up to do. But if you ask me, I find that children are just defected adults. Because they can't do so many things. They're not responsible for their actions, for the things that they say, and they're just so destructive. And they're great to look at from far, yes, but yes, there needs to be a certain radius to be maintained because repulsion being the key word that I feel when I see kids.
Yeah. So for me, I was like, it's not something that has changed after marriage or something. For me, I was always in two minds, like, about having children.
Yeah.
First of all, because I was like, ki managing myself isn't easy. I don't want to take a responsibility of a entire another, person who's going to look up to me for, how to live life. That scares me. I'm not sure if I can be the right person to take care of the person, like an entire human being in that way.
Correct.
But I think, Sam, what both of us are also feeling here is also the lack of emotional readiness, right? So while you would be, you would be like, if you see a very cute baby, your first expression will be, oh, like you are not repelled by that image of a
Right.
baby being cute or something.
Right.
But what repels us is that, are we ready for the sleepless nights? Are we ready for the life that comes after it? Let's not even go there. I have heard so many stories of horrific pregnancies. And that scares me, even if I want to think in that direction, at the like now I think I'm in that age or situation emotionally where I can at least say that I might have kids, from a complete no. I have reached there, but I look around, I see people talking, and I have seen cases where the women almost lost their lives trying to give birth.
Yes.
And these women, they did not have any, lifestyle which would make them, face this thing. So
Correct.
just that the current situation is so complex that it's a scary process. Like 9 months, you don't know whether you live to see the other side or in
Yes.
what condition will you be left. So
Yes.
that scares me. How about you? Have you dealt with any kind of this situations where you've heard pregnancies being very difficult, or you've seen the after effects for that
Yes,
matter?
and for that matter, I've read also enough about it to know that pregnancy is an event in a woman's life that changes them for good, mentally, physically, and their lives also. It has,
Yeah.
does it have fatal, is it fatal for the mother? Yes. Has it caused
Hmm.
deaths? Yes. But I wouldn't say that that is why, because I would also see that as just like those 9 months. Maybe for a lot of people, it's very easy as well. So
Hmm.
I'm scared about what happens after that. There is absolutely the kind of freedom of my time and space that I have right now.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
ready to let go of that.
Hmm.
And
That's
I
so
don't
true.
see myself being in a place where I would be ready to let go of that as well. So
Hmm.
unless something changes and
Hmm.
babies become flexible by themselves and they can raise themselves, I don't see me raising a child
Hmm.
responsibly. So, responsibly being the
Hmm.
keyword again.
Yeah, so that's what, when I tell you that now, okay, like I'm kind of okay with this idea of having a baby in a distant future.
Correct.
The only image that flashes in front of my eyes is either my mom or my husband's mom taking care of the baby. Like, I can't even imagine doing it alone,
Yeah,
and the kind of discuss.
would they even
Yeah,
trust you to take care of it?
I don't think so. They should even. If they try to, I'll correct them that they should not. And
Yeah.
now, even if with my husband, if this topic comes up,
Mm.
that okay, there might be a new person in the distant future, in our family. So
Yeah.
I ask him very straightforward questions. Like, it's for you, it's very cute to have a baby or that situation. But are you willing to clean up after the baby every night?
No, God!
And then he being very pro babies, he's like, let's not talk about having kids so soon. Let's enjoy the marriage. So, that situation where
40
today
is
the
a game
guys,
changer.
yeah. And today the guys don't have that liberty where they can be like, मैं तो पापा हूँ, मैं तो कुछ नहीं करूँगा. Now they know if the baby is coming into the world, उनको भी उनके हाथ गंदे करने पड़ेंगे.
Yeah.
उनको सारी चीजें करनी पड़ेगी. So that's also, like reality check उन लड़कों को भी सबको time से मिल जा रहा है.
Yeah. That is one reason why the men themselves are also not very keen on having a
Yeah,
child yet.
yeah.
Maybe that's a part of a distant future, but the kind of
Hmm.
responsibilities it comes with, I don't think men are ready for that either.
Yeah, and I think having pets is a good amount of reality check for the people who are in relationships, because jitna bhi keh lo ki however low maintenance a pet can be, it is satisfying our emotional needs. It is not putting a dent into our bank balance. It is loving us selflessly. तो मतलब हमारे जो needs हैं वो पूरे
More or
हो
less
जा रहे हैं.
पूरे हो जा रहे हैं.
हाँ. And I think the more beautiful part about having pets is also like with your partner, you get to see that teamwork. You get to see that compatibility कि तुम लोग एक नए प्रोजेक्ट को कैसे साथ में हैंडल कर रहे हो, so I think जो भी हमें चाहिए वो kind of काफी हद तक satisfy हो जाता है. Like, if something minor happens to the pet, हमारा life पूरा ऊपर नीचे हो जाता है. We are, caregivers in that proper manner.
Right?
Doing and trying to provide them with the best life. The only difference is pets का जितने में हो रहा है to give the same best life to a child, it's so expensive.
It
Like,
is.
that you need to plan this shit out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I think I shared that article with you where it said that
Yeah,
it takes around $25,000 a year to raise a baby, an infant,
that's
and
about
it
20
keeps
lakh
going
rupees.
above. Yeah, that and it keeps increasing as they get into like a teenage where they want to socialize and when they have new interests that you'll need to spend money in. So these are
Hmm.
very like impactful things that impact the family. These are incidents or times
Yeah,
which impact the family as a whole, because most families don't think and plan, at least financially. In India, I've seen
yeah.
that kids or babies are seen as God sent. कि
Hmm.
अगर if हो गया तो then भगवान ने भेजा है,
Hmm.
it's a blessing. I don't see how, because I see it as a financial burden.
Yeah,
Of course, the concept of an extension of you and all is there, but I don't think that that's big enough to compensate for all the damages, whether it's emotionally, whether it's physically to the body of the woman, whether it's to the career of both men and women as of today. More
yeah.
for women, of course. There's no comparison.
Hmm.
I don't see how the blessing part overpowers all of this, because now it's a struggle
Hmm.
of another 20 to 30 to 40 years, depending on how long you want to take care of this child. Because, yeah, this is not even like the West, where at 18 you say, fuck off, bye now. Take care of your own shit on your own.
Yeah.
यहाँ कुछ भी नहीं है, यहाँ पे उतना moral obligation है to carry the child with you. And by
Hmm.
child, it could
Hmm.
mean 30-year-old, 35-year-old, 40-year-old also. And children are being
Hmm.
coddled at that age today,
Hmm.
whoever can.
Yeah.
So that is a huge nightmare.
No, yeah, like you said, this one line where the most compelling reason why I feel that anyone today would want to have kids is to have that extension of oneself, or
Yeah,
maybe a combination of you and the person that you're loving. So you are intrigued to get that life into the world. But yeah, but Sam, I'll tell you one thing. I have seen people around like who are mothers, who are great mothers, like people at our age,
yeah,
and I've seen that shift, that
yeah,
once a baby is born, the world literally revolves around the child. They I would not say forget, but they don't see the physical struggle or the struggles that we are talking about to be significant in front of the feeling
of
of
course,
motherhood also.
of course.
So that is also a reality, and that's also again like a personal choice where
But
I might not be able to.
I want to give a cynical thought to
Yeah,
this, because once it's happened, no, once the baby is out
yeah,
there, for example, now there's no way of you saying that ये क्या हो गया refund
yeah,
चाहिए,
yeah,
है ना? So that is the brain's way of accepting whatever the situation is
yeah.
and focusing on the good in order to survive. I think that is a
No, that's
survival instinct. You can't,
yeah,
and if you do focus on the negatives, that is called postpartum. If I am like,
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
a certified person to say this, but you do, that's when depression, anxiety, and all of that
Hmm.
comes in. So I think the body fights and says that नहीं, ये बहुत मजा आ रहा है, बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है, but you don't know what you're missing
हाँ,
out on
और
anymore.
वो भी होता है, but I do remember there was a famous influencer who openly talked about not enjoying motherhood
Mm,
and the amount of hatred she got. That how can a woman after giving birth
mm,
even say something like that, this is difficult for you,
yes,
that you're not able to do the basic things like breastfeeding your child 20, 30 times a day. That's like that's expected, like it's like a cakewalk for you, right? So
yes,
being hated, I'm not even say shamed or something, you
judged.
are receiving hate
Yeah,
because you are talking aloud about your struggles,
yes,
and I think, like you very rightly said, that it's a coping mechanism. you feel that you have got the biggest gift of your life, so doing or struggling for a extended time period of extended time period is nothing in front of it. So that is how people try to perceive it. But on that note, I just want to ask you, like, has there been any kind of pressure from anywhere around? Like, I'm not just limiting that to the family part, but has there been pressure from your partner, your friends, like, or any kind of both sides of families? Like, has this question come up because you have been married for a while? I would like to put it like that. You have been married for a while.
आप दो ना, आप दो ना.
Yeah, 3 years now, and that's absolutely not natural for a lot of people to be childless after 3 years of
How are
marriage.
you surviving? Give us the cheat sheet. Yeah.
डर बनाए रखा है मैंने एक. That is how I'm surviving. Pressure लेती नहीं हूँ, मैं देते रहती हूँ. बट जिनको
हाँ.
समझना था वो समझ गए हैं थैंकफुली. बट फिर भी एक पार्ट ऑफ सोसाइटी है जिनके साथ आप मुंह नहीं लगना चाहते हो, और वो आपको बोलते रहेगी, बेशर्मों की तरह बोलते रहेगी किसी ना किसी तरीके से. अब तो कर ले,
हाँ.
what's stopping you? And this one auntie
हाँ.
randomly, मैं अपने बिल्डिंग के छत पे नहीं जाती हूँ क्योंकि कोई
हाँ.
आंटी मुझे पकड़ लेगी तो वो पूछ ही लेगी कि मतलब are you in the process of planning? Like, do you need help? So है, लोग तो है. What about you? You
No,
are also 1 year in and it's an arranged,
yeah,
like little bit of an arranged
kind
marriage.
of arranged, but I think in this entire time period, I've heard it once from my in-laws, like, which was also not in a serious tone. Karan की stupidity, like my husband's stupidity, वो बैठ के हम लोग फैमिली डिनर के लिए बहुत अच्छे रेस्टोरेंट में गए हैं, वहां पे जाके अपने पापा को बता रहे आपको मेरा वो वाला 10 दोस्त याद है, वो तो पापा बन गया. And then his father is like, तू भी बन जा. I got offended. They might be joking amongst themselves, but I was like, matlab, this affects me, it affects me in that way.
No shit.
Not, yeah. So, but then not after that from the immediate family, no, because we keep reinforcing this कि अभी तो लाइफ में बहुत जिम्मेदारियां हैं, पहले हमको वो पूरी करनी है. ये बोल के हम पार्टी करते हैं.
बहुत जिम्मेदारी है.
बहुत जिम्मेदारियां हैं.
फन करना एक बहुत बड़ी जिम्मेदारी है.
हाँ,
फन करना भी बहुत बड़ी जिम्मेदारी है.
बहुत बड़ी जिम्मेदारी है, of course, and it's more fun than having the child. So any day I would prefer that. But yeah, I've heard it so many times from like the extended family, like the cousins and everyone else. And not just saying ki his side of the family. Every time I talk to my nani, she's like, bacha de do. I was like, are you in a state to come here and play with the child? If not, I'm not going to give you. मतलब अगर आप आ जाते उसके साथ आप खेलते तो मैं आपके लिए कर देती, but आप नहीं आ सकते. Even you have to take care of my granddad who is not in a position to travel, then there's no incentive for me to bear a child. So yeah, so
yeah, now I feel like मैंने डराया सबको है, बस मेरा परिवार नहीं डरता है, because अब वो तो so yeah, my nani every time. और good news सुनाओ यार, सुना लो यार. नाना जी demands, my grandfather demands, ठीक है अगली बार आना गुड न्यूज लेकर के आना. दैट जब मैं पैर छुके निकल रही होती हूँ तो ये उनका लास्ट कमेंट होता है. Dude, the most hilarious thing, I have to share this. So I have put on weight in life this year, right? I've had 2 instances where a person has actually texted, फोटो देखा तुम्हारी, थोड़ा put on किया है, ऐसे ही बेबी है या कोई good news. This has happened to me. एक लाइफ में ये to do list था, शायद ये चेक हो गया.
And I remember you went to Bali for an extended holiday. And there were a lot of questions. Ki, is it that holiday where you come back with the good news?
20 days. 20 days. just the two of us together in a
Yeah.
location. बच्चा नहीं करोगे तो और क्या करोगे?
क्या
Why are
होगा?
you back without any good news? People took like a couple of weeks to like let that settle in. Maybe they were like, maybe now they'll tell us. Maybe they're hiding it. Maybe, but now bump is also there. So what? People really, really took it very seriously that something is going to happen. And it's like
Yeah.
people are looking for clues. On
Yeah.
Father's Day, I posted my partner's photo, and in like a vulgar manner, I wrote "Happy Father's Day," like like that, Daddy's Day, whatever, Happy Daddy's Day or something I'd written. And I actually had 3 people text me, "Congratulations! When are you due?"
Shit.
People are waiting. People सब मुझे नहीं पता मैं इतनी फेमस कब हो गई, but लोग actually में wait. And this is not restricted to a certain age, to a part of a family. These are friends, these are colleagues,
Yeah.
these are people our age.
Yeah. And yeah, that's what I'm saying, that it's just that everyone is so mechanical in the way they think that you've married, there's a X amount of time which has gone by. If this is not happening, something is not natural.
Yeah.
You are automatically, like called a outliner in this way. कि ये तो कुछ अलग हो रहा है, ये क्या हो गया.
Yeah.
But Sam, on that note, I want to ask you, what about adoption? Like, have you ever considered, or I know your stance about kids, that's not
Yeah.
what I'm asking directly,
Yeah.
but like, as a concept, like, has adoption or maybe surrogacy, these things have ever attracted you, like as a choice?
Yes, absolutely. In fact, when I was 19, I remember telling this to my parents that by the time I'm 26, I want to adopt a girl
Okay.
and just take care of like, the
Hmm.
education and this and that. So it came from a very ideological space where I wanted to be a change agent in the world and everything.
Hmm.
Of course, I'm 29 and none of that has happened. I would not do it today. But adoption has always been a very I don't know. I feel like that's the right thing to do. Even when I
Yeah.
have 2 cats that I got
Yeah.
myself,
Yeah.
and both of them are adopted. I would never even buy a pet. So principally, I feel that I would adopt a child who does not have anyone instead of going through the entire process of trying to reproduce myself. I would prefer that. And surrogacy, honestly, if I do feel like, okay, now I'm ready to have a child, and if my body is not allowing, and that is an option, I would definitely go for it. Or in fact, if you ask me if I'd prefer that, even if my body is allowing it, yes, I would. Because
Yeah.
convenience. If the guys
Yeah.
if the guys have that convenience, even I want to taste that life. What about
Okay, on that note, a interesting thing that just came up in my mind. What are your thoughts about old parents? What I mean by old parents is that today it's very common that you're seeing people in their 40s or 50s
Yes.
embracing parenthood for the first time.
Yes.
And the first thought humanly that would come into your mind is कि ये जब तक अभी 20 साल में बुढ़ा हो जाएगा इसका टाइम आ जाएगा निकलने का, and the baby would not even be 20 years old. So, that do you feel is selfish on the part of parents कि ठीक है हमें एक लाइफ लानी थी तो हम ले आए, हम अपने टाइम में हमने अपनी लाइफ एंजॉय कर ली, now we are getting the child, but 20 years old होना or having no parental figures hypothetically in that probable reality. So what do you think, like ये parents का selfishness है या फिर it's fair that let people choose parenthood whenever they want to?
I mean, I think at the end of the day, I will be choosing these 20 years over
Yeah.
a hypothetical child's next 20 years. So I
Yeah.
would any day think about what I have and what I can control today. I want
Yeah.
to have a good life, free, independent life till 40. At 40, if I feel like now I have built everything, grown everything the way I wanted to, now I am ready to prepare a prodigy or whatever, I will go ahead with that. And if I if that person only has access to me for 20 years, we are living in the digital age. I'm leaving behind a lot of content for that person to consume and know about me. It's all right.
That child will come back to this video and be like,
Yeah.
fuck you, mom. These were your initial thoughts about me. So yeah, this is what we are leaving behind on the internet for our future probable children.
This is parenting.
Yeah.
Aishwarya, if today I tell you that you have two options to get another, like a dog, a golden retriever, or like another Ollie or Snow versus you know what, versus like a human being, what would you go for and
Uh,
why?
Today, like hands down, another pet. Like I said, that entire journey. First of all, I'll be selfish here. I already have a dog, so all of my life decisions are currently centered about him. I want to have a house that I can give this dog so that he has a big yard to play in. So I'm
Right.
from that generation.
Yeah.
Whatever is in my hand first, I want to provide the best for him. So
Yeah.
it would be a really nice thing if he can also have like a sibling or girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. I won't judge him. But so that I'm thinking from that direction, and it will be double the fun. And then double the fun, which I can control, like, which is probably a lot in my control. My life is not getting altered 360 degrees by that decision. So definitely that. So, but again, not saying that, this thought of having children is not crossing my mind now after becoming 31. So that मतलब अभी कोई और नहीं बोल रहा तो मुझे भी फोमो हो जा रहा, कोई मुझे बता नहीं रहा कि मेरी बायोलॉजिकल क्लॉक टिक कर रही है. So I am reminding myself कि ठीक है, अगर 5 साल बाद if I want a kid, maybe there are 100 things that I need to plan from today. So that is the extended timeline maybe that is going on in my mind. Like, you understand responsibilities ko pura karna and all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that is something that is now coming up slowly without anyone telling me, but in a very 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 far future. तो 5 साल के लिए तो I don't mind, 2-3 कुत्ते आ जाएंगे घर पे, अच्छा घर रहेगा. So
Let's
anything.
take an example of Priyanka Chopra. She froze her eggs at 35 and kept it for like 5 years. And I think somewhere around 40, she had the first child on surrogacy.
Yeah.
So this clock ticking concept is also expired now.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
all in the head. If it's
Yeah.
about science, if it's about biology of the woman's body, she can have a child whenever she wants. Science allows that. Of course, you need to be slightly privileged to afford egg freezing. Right now, it's
Yeah.
somewhere around 1 lakh a year to, I think in India. So save up for it if it's an important,
Yeah, save
a
up.
priority for you
I
to
think
live
there's
your
a
life.
proper rent also. You have to give
Yeah,
the
yeah.
rent for the eggs also. So that's
That
also
is
like
1
20,
lakh a
30,000
year.
a year. Yeah, that rent is 1 lakh a year.
Yes, the total expense per year is 1 lakh. Maybe I read it of another country. Maybe you are saying 20,000 for India. But yeah, if it's expensive, then save up. I think it's a great
Save up, yeah.
investment. It's better
And
than your
the
2-3
only
bags.
thought, when you are telling me all this information, that tells why I'm not ready for kids yet. Because when you're saying all this, the only thought that is coming into my mind is, how do I open a bank where people can freeze their eggs and I can make more money? So,
I am the one, the way your son don't need a gun to get.
yeah, clearly not for me right now.
Nitin
Yeah.
Kamath, new business model unlocked. Are you listening? So I think in summary, none of us are having kids anytime soon. Haters gonna hate, potatoes gonna potate, rotis gonna rotate. And people can prepare for more pets in our lives. The best thing that we like about pets is the fact that they don't talk back. And that works best for us. And yeah, see you next time. Bye-bye.